Hello guys, what's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have already finished my work, like the reviews and all that I've done. So it's been a while since I did a morning thoughts. I just give you update on my life and all that. It's also maybe a farewell to almost finish 2024, which has been a very quick year, and I'll let you know what I mean. So hopefully you're all doing good. And fair warning to you, this is not a fragrance review, even though it's a review channel. But today I would like to share. Sometimes I am human being too, so I share with you life updates, even though I'm not very social animal. I'm just like I stay by myself, I stay within myself nowadays, and I enjoy my company the most. I do not really like talking to people. I became kind of like antisocial, right? So anyway, hopefully you're doing good, and you're in good health, and also you're enjoying the winter time. And I heard somewhere, some of the countries, people are already taking out, like in Australia, one of our friends, Adrian, I think he is taking out his freshies. So I'm guessing winter is over in Sydney or one of those Melbourne. I don't know where he's from exactly, but Australia, maybe winter is over. So Bangladesh, it's still mild cold weathers this year. I keep telling you, and let me update you for our weather. Usually our winters in Bangladesh, Asia, where we are, like this part of the world, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, these countries. In India is the only place near Himalaya where it maybe gets very cold. I don't know if it rains, but in Kashmir, I think somewhere between India and Pakistan, it snows. Very beautiful place. And in Nepal, got very nice winter as well because near the mountains. So we live in this kind of area that in Bangladesh we see usually used to see like sometimes in our city could be like 5 degrees Celsius, somewhere in 90s. But as the weather overall, the world uh, took like a climate change, right? Because of the icebergs, like the melting of ice, people cut down the trees and chopping down like the mountains to make more buildings and emission. So altogether our contributions are destroying the world basically. So we don't get that much of nice weather no more in Bangladesh. Every year the winter gets just a little bit worse. Last year in Bangladesh, where I am from, I'll go back today. I'll bring some memories from history. So when I got here in 2016 from Malaysia to here, after 19 years of stay in Malaysia since 1997 all the way to 2016. So that almost 2 decades that I lived there, it was always hot. Malaysia is always hot and sunny, and they also have we like rain. And then if you want to get some cool weather, you go to Cameron Highlands or Genting or somewhere up in the hill. But in Bangladesh, 2016 was a very nice weather. I could actually wear my jacket, leather jacket, and I was actually shivering sometimes at night, like when you travel by like like let's say car, the outside chill, or even the rickshaw or CNG, you'd feel the chill. You'd need like a good protection like around your neck. So that time fragrances was beautiful. But as year progressed, 2017 18, I never seen any good winters, like I never really seen after 2018 any fog, like Bangladesh could get really foggy at night. You could not see far from here, this point to another point. If you see the lights, city lights, it was covered with fog. So those times are gone, and now what you have is it's a kind of like joke, like I'm sorry because I don't want to speak against the nature or God. They decide everything, but uh, the kind of winter we're expecting, I keep doing this hype. I'm going to wear this in winter, and I'm going to wear my hoodie, do outdoor shoots. Never really came, and now we have almost reached January. I don't think anything will happen. So yeah, the winter was not a very pleasant experience this time. I got sick, but I could not really enjoy heavy fragrances as much. So that's our winter, and this kind of weather I try to enjoy, like walking, going far for food. I'm a foodie. I like to go, and I'll update you on my life, right, about fragrances as well. So you know, I like traveling during the winter, a little bit of a drive. I feel like fascination, when cold weather comes because we hardly get it once a year, like just 1 month barely. After the whole year is so hot, sometimes it's 50 degrees Celsius. We're burning, we're just getting sick. People are collapsing, so hot usually the whole year. And I believe this year is going to be no different, 2025. But we usually use most of our freshies, like fresh fragrances that time. So when you talk about winter, winter is gone. But so far this year, I was saying, like gone past very quickly. I don't know what's the sign, or I don't know if the world is coming to an end or whatever. But I'm being optimistic. But I'll let you know. Like I just fell a few days back. It was January, February, and suddenly we are now in December, which is ended. This month, December, went like a flash, went by like a flash, like 1 week. And then suddenly I slept. I woke up next day. I'm like, oh, 3 weeks gone, 20 something, you know. I don't know if it's happened, if it happens with you sometimes. It happened with me. And this year was gone very fast. But there are some positives, there are some negatives I would like to take away from this year. I think some of the positives I did was I really worked hard for my channel. And what I mean, this is my work. Like I do reviews every day. Apart from that 1 week I took out of my usual review time, it was perhaps for a little bit of depression I was going through. Many reasons, you know. I really had some good plans. I was very excited. I moved into a new house, but I couldn't stay there. So some of you asked me what happened to the old house, the new house. So new house, basically, after January I gave notice. In December, sorry, November I gave notice. So after January, I think my contract is finished. So I moved out most of my things and furnitures, and I'm moving back here. And what's going to happen is my family is going to move out. We already have finished. My parents, they finished a new house. They have a proper full building in one of the areas in Dhaka. So they will move out, and I'll probably stay here. And this whole house, I'll have it by myself, and I'll do a little bit of renovation and painting and bring new furnitures. And I will just live here because it's convenient. This area where I live, it's nearby to all the shops, restaurant. We have good access. You don't need a car to move around. You can walk to places, and even the courier service, everything is just very convenient. So this is the second or third posh area of our city. Other areas would be Gulshan, Baridhara DOHS, all the DOHS people who live here. So Dhanmondi used to be a very premium area. Now not much. It's too much crowd, too many schools, restaurants. So what I do is I get every year I get a little bit depressed because the traffic jam is just horrible. And no matter which government comes, people are just like not disciplined at all. They don't follow any traffic rules, nothing. If you go out with a car, just to get out of this area, you have to like wait for 1 hour. It's like usually like it takes 3 minutes to go out of my area to the main roads. Some nowadays when the schools are open and stuff, horrible. So yeah, some good and some bad. Okay, the house, right? Yeah, I was having so much problem with the house. You know, I liked the house a lot. The apartment looked very decent, very beautiful, well clean and everything. Out, you know, like it was like good uh, height as well, sixth floor. So I get plenty of breeze and view, and it was very pleasurable place to do reviews. But which the main problem was the sound. Some of you said you have to get used to the sound, surrounding noise and everything. Why don't you adjust? It's normal. No, brothers, you know, like brothers or sisters, if you do not live here, you do not know what it feels like to live in Dhaka. You have to stay here sometimes during the hectic times and live among people. You see the lack of manners, the lack of empathy or discipline or shame, you know. There was constant dragging of tables, chairs until 2:30 a.m. I could not do reviews. It would always show in the video. And also at night, I could not sleep much. So I keep complaining the house owners didn't do anything for me. And there was another guy, right? My next apartment, like next building. This guy is like from the streets, you know, he's like one of those street people. Like he by luck somehow got a building there from his parents and he lives there, but he's just basically like, you know, low class people. Low class means not just because he's broke. Low class, when I say low class people are people who have no manners, no education, no civilization, right? Always was drunk, always taking drugs, and always play very loud music with this big sound box and disturb everybody whenever he feels like. And people told me like since 2019 he's doing this, and people are getting used to this. I don't know how. The worst thing in Bangladesh, like no one can protest. If you protest, you are the bad guy. I protested, I complained, I even called 999 in Bangladesh, which is the helpline, and no one actually came to help me. Even the house owners, they said they are just like, you cannot do anything about it. And I'm like, okay, fine, I can do something, but I can move out. And my year contract was 1 year. I could not leave more than 4 or 5 months there, right? So basically, yeah, that's the sad story. And maybe if we leave this place, maybe I move to another place, maybe I move into a new place where I have top floor, where there is no noise, it's very good view. I've shown you the place. It's almost finishing next year. So if I move there, it's beautiful, but there I need the car all the time. And that place does not have anything nearby. There's no Uber, there's no shop, nothing. You have to drive 20 minutes to get to those. So these are some updates. So if you really wanted some answers, this is the thing. So I did take the trouble to move most of my fragrances there. Many things there, installing AC, this I bought, I spent. And then I now have to move out and running loss. You know, I had to sell few of my furnitures, fridge, and everything. Obviously, when you sell it back, it's not the same. So I lost so much money, but it was actually my decision to move out. And yeah, you have to take responsibility what you're going to do. But it's very horrible. I'm not going to, like, the people I'm dealing with are not nice people. They keep pushing you, keeping you in distress, and always like trying to manipulate and try to talk with no manners, and they don't respect you. So I heard some of the things that owner said, and I was like not happy at all. And now I just hope January gets finished and I just like move out and then no longer dealing with that place. So yeah, that's what's happening with the life. And apart from that, bad things, some more bad things, like YouTube, my workplace where I do most of my work and focus. Now they stop paying the money they used to pay. They're advertising everything. People who make content, they know. Ask Ashton, ask Steven, they would tell you. November, December are the holiday seasons, and this is the time where you get double the payment, like year end, you get double payment. And it was a very decent money. I could just go for holiday. I could go, buy a lot of stuff. But throughout the whole year, the income sort of fell like half, almost half, and not much of ads, not much of money. So you cannot do anything about it. It's out with outside my control, and I don't know if it's just happening in Bangladesh, but no matter how many contents I make, like 90 videos per month, not much payment. So I did not give up. I try to work more. I sell off some of my bottles. I try to balance with my page, Decant page I have. I'm going to make a long video, by the way. Okay, if you are not interested, you can walk away, no problem. But I like to share. So I try to sell off many bottles, and what that worked. I sold off many bottles for very decent pricing, and I last 2 months before this I had huge, like income, and means I actually could afford, to pay off my bills and stuff, and I could actually survive. That it balanced sort of with the YouTube thing, but the business now is taking a big hit. Like my business is, the other one is a page that I run to support my channel called Goodfellas Fragrances Bangladesh, which is a Decant page. It's been running since 2017, long time, 9 years, 8 years. Now the business, any business in Bangladesh, is pretty much dead and following our revolution, movement, student movement. Since August, now the things looking very down. Our currency is down, means our pricing is very, very high. And anything you want to buy, you really have to pay a lot more than before. It's just going crazy. So life is not easy. So I cut down on buying new clothes, new shoes. I buy sometimes watches, but nowadays I feel the pinch, when I go to market. And luckily, if actually can move out after January and I can settle this thing, then I can at least save some money. Like oh man, that 4,000, not 4,000, how much is that? $400 per rental. Yeah, $400, $500 for rental, right? Is it that much? Yeah, like that, $500. So that was a big pressure on me, but I didn't enjoy staying there. Okay, so yeah, let's see what happens. So this year, these are the things that happened, and I told you something personal life that happened. So it kind of shook me, and I was lost for a while, and I could not stop doing the videos because I would lose more money. So I was doing this way, the camera I put, and I reviewed without showing my face. And sometimes it's very painful when you have to work against your will. Sometimes I didn't feel like getting up from bed. I slept 2, 3, 4 days continuously. I just got up, went to washroom, I had some coffee and some breakfast. I slept again, woke up again, slept again. These are the time very painful. People, especially men, those who go through depression. I know many of my friends went through breakups, divorces, and it takes a lot. It's like nobody's going to come and support you. You have to survive on your own. So I had some clash with my family, this, that, and I went through, what. So anyway, so basically, it was during the end. Every year I feel the winter time, colder time are depressing times, and I'm just happy for a few things in Bangladesh. That is, we actually got rid of our dictator, last government, which was looting us, robbing us. But at the same time, now we're having some chaos. Until you have a full government with the election, things will not settle down. So a lot of crimes happening, a lot of mishaps, accidents, this and that, traffic jam. But good things is we are free. Okay, some of you may not agree. Some of you, okay, I will address this one thing. Our neighboring countries, especially India, some of our friends, some of our members, and some of the individuals, I understand not everybody is from same background, same education, or same sentiments. They're very extremist people. There are a lot of extremist people. They sort of push you to make you say things like which they like. Some of you commented, hey, how come you didn't say anything about torture in Bangladesh of Hindu people? These kind of medias in India, they are spreading this thing because There is some political issues. I don't want to go in there, but our last government was sort of like a channel of, like, it's like a friendly to Indian government, and a lot of things were happening here, which was like one way trade. Like, it was benefits given but not much received. But we do have good relationship between the two countries, and I never ever actually spoken anything extreme. Even if I hold the value or faith, I never actually went outside diplomacy. I never said anything like, oh, these people are all, hateful or anything. I know that it's not possible because every country has goods, every country has educated, uneducated, bad people. It's a mix. In my country, same. You see me, I don't ever, like say like, oh, I'm so proud of everything in my country. I don't do that. If we have issues, we have to address the issue. This is the reality. And patriotism doesn't mean you say everything is good about your country. Same goes to my neighboring countries as well. So you don't live here, I live here, and obviously there are some attacks and everything, but these are political agendas, right? And the normal people, I believe, in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, everywhere, they are good hearted people. It's just ruined by the politicians. This is my faith, this is what I believe. And I know politicians use religion because this is the weakest point of people. Like, they have soft side for religion, like, well, our religion is being dominated, destroyed, attacked, so we have to, go in action and then do some, these things, extreme actions, and say extreme things. So there's a lot of verbal fight on media and hatred. They make troll page, this and that, and we are insulting them. Not, I'm not insulting, but a lot of Indian people are insulting Bangladesh people insulting, they are stepping on flags, this and that. I do not support any of that. Whoever is doing it, I always write, my conscience say, if you do not respect others, you cannot get respect. And when I say others, means other religion. If, let's say, you are majority in a country, Muslims, and there's like a tiny minority of 5% of other faith, you have to protect them at any cost. Okay, first thing. Second thing is, you have to respect them, love them, and show them they're equal. The people who live in the mountains, you do not call them like minority. You don't call them like, oh, they are like mountain people, they are like tribes only. They are as important as us, Buddhists, Christians, Hindus. This is what I believe, and I can assure that other people around me believe the same way. Sometimes people don't have that education or that light, in them. So I try to always say, yes, I want to talk against corruption, against wrongdoing. Last government, the people, if you didn't live here, I lived here 8 years, I lost all my humanity. I don't want to lie to you. I was not this person. Now I'm very angry. I'm very agitated. I think I became mentally a little bit unstable because of what I see every day. Moment you go out, it's a struggle. Moment you come out of your building, everywhere, people just spit in front of you. There are just no manners. People just honk at you. You walk on the sidewalk, footpath. People take a bike and then hit you, and then they are just coming from wrong side and hit your car, damage your car, and then they curse at you. So here, the police was horrible. Even still, they are horrible. They take bribes. Any traffic junction you stop, they stop the vans, small vehicles, Uber, and they always like blackmail you for money. And this is our people doing to our people. See, so if you have, I don't want to talk about other countries, I want to talk about my country. A lot of good people are there, but they're scared. They are being now, put under fear. People live under fear, and they're scared because good people don't want to go to jail. They don't want to go face the, wraith, is it wraith or rage of powerful corrupted politicians or, goons, right? So this is what we lived in fear. That 5th August incident, before that, man, we lived without internet. I did say it. You guys asked what happened here. We did not have internet for almost a month. Our businesses got destroyed. My business got destroyed, my page, everything. And it's nothing. Many people lost lives because they took down people, and they did that. They did that to our civilians, and there's just no excuse, no apology, no forgiveness for that, And I remember the fear we lived in, and I remember that the blood was boiling, right? So any government that has the power and then they become like, desperate to stay in power because they can steal money. This is the problem with our so-called poor country. We are not a poor country. I'd never ever think Bangladesh is a poor country. I say we are a poor country because of our mindset, how we are, and we act like poor people, like we need like land, money, and we'll do anything to hurt others and then be rich. A lot of this influential big, like only few people in Bangladesh are rich, like African countries. It's not equally distributed, our wealth. And what happens is, this kind of corrupted countries, some people are super VIPs. They drive Bentleys, they have this corporation, this and that. Is one of our big guys, like in Singapore, he's like a VIP, and he took money from the bank. He stole. He never paid back billions of dollars, and this is how we became poor. We do enough hard work every day. Our people from like other countries who are doing migration workers, right? These people, and they send a lot of money through remittance, and the government basically ate it up. So you're not going to have an economy, right? So we live like this, and everybody around me got used to the corruption. Let's say in offices, they make you do the work you're not supposed to do. So I see this. Sometimes I cannot breathe when I go to a shop or restaurant. The way they behave is so rude. I'm a customer. They just don't. They just like, you wanna buy, okay, whatever. And you go to restaurants, if the food is bad, if you complain, they're like treating you like garbage. Get out. You know. They never apologize. They never admit their mistakes. This is the reason. This is the reason why I am not very proud of things that's in our country for sometimes. And some people bash me like, "Hey, you are a Bangladeshi, but you always say bad things about Bangladesh." If there's any bad things happening in front of me, won't I say anything? Am I not a human being, right? Decent human beings, maybe are minority right now, but you know, when I say, people think I'm crazy, right? Another thing I'll just say, yeah, just finish with that Indian Bangladeshi clash. We both are dependent on each other. When you, as a big country, India actually helped us in 1971 during Liberation War. We all know that history, and we think of them as our friends. We watch Indian films. I'm very deeply connected to Indian, like their culture. I follow their films. I like the vibrating colors. I celebrate every single holiday. I never say like, oh, because I'm Muslim, I have to only respect my religion, and the rest of them are all sinners. No, this is not something someone could teach me. I have this and I have this. I can think, and I have been overseas, so I could see multicultural countries like Malaysia, how they live, coexist with each other. Indian, Chinese, and Malays, right? Malaysia, three races, and also they got Punjabis there. So people do their festivity, and people, other religions, they respect it. They also enjoy the holidays. And if it's Chinese New Year, you don't have to eat pork as a Muslim, but you can also just go and admit, like attend their program and see the fireworks, their dragon dance, a lot of things, the Mandarin orange. I just love that. And Christians, I think Christians are some of the most beautiful people, wonderful people in Malaysia. I used to play cricket. I know a lot of people who are different level of people. Some of the Sikh people, right? The Indian Sikh community. You will see sometimes, of course, not everybody is all good, but their the way they think is so much advanced. The way they embrace you, such the simply big heart. When you go to their restaurant, they don't judge you. They know that you're not from their community. You just go and have some vegetarian food, some milk and stuff. They don't charge you more price. So this is what I'm saying, because we are falling. When you think of why so much war, so much bloodshed, fight, I think we fail so much because of this blind hatred in the name of religion, and maybe the skin color and whatever. But people don't realize this. If there is no humanity, what is the use of religion? You have such extremist views as any religion, that is. Or if you're not even a believer, you try to imply that, or you feel that other people should, you're LGBT, let's say, and you feel other people should also be LGBT, or be like you, talk like you. That's not fair. If I feel, I am a man, I don't have to, like say, hey man, I am, I identify as a tiger. That makes no sense to me. But if you do, I respect, I feel more part to you. I don't respect it, but I'll be honest, I don't respect silly things. I feel logic is the most important thing. So altogether, like this whole tension, everything, why do we like Pakistani, food, singers, and it is because the food is nice. Pakistani food, if you see Nehari, you see all the food vloggers visit there. If you're not a blind hater, you'll know the music is so beautiful. They have bands like Jal, they have Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, they have a great cricket team. So if you always make fun of others, nobody's going to respect you as a neighbor, right? So we feel, we don't want to have enemies. We want to have neighbors, we want to have friends, and we want everybody to be united. There was a time, there was a cultural exchange. India, Pakistan would play a game in India. India would go to Pakistan. Now, all the politicians, they just destroyed it. They just make you hate. They make films to make it like oh, this is our patriotism, this and that. I stopped watching those craft films. For me, it has to be harmony, love, what you people feel. I review a lot of Indian fragrances. Why? At that time, you don't give me any credit. I love humanity. I love human beings, but I don't like racism. I don't like people who hate. If you hate me, I'll hate you, right? This is what's going to happen. But if it's a blind hatred, maybe time for us to think, even if you're my people, your people, whoever, if you stop all this, everybody can be happy. Just this a-hole politicians, they need to go. I'm telling you, these are the people who are destroying our happiness, our economy, everything, and they are living the lavish lifestyle, looting from the country, looting from you. You don't realize you give them more money and then they just go and destroy the country, right? And they become super rich. Think of these things, we know better, right? So last thing I'll just say, mm, what I was want to say. Um, oh yeah, the fragrances. Okay, so I actually am nearing the last point. Long video. I am nearing the 5,000 videos. It's a silly thing. It's a very silly thing. The numbers and all numbers mean nothing. If someone is like doing TikTok and they're so much more like accomplished or more richer than some of the people who have PhD or professor, it doesn't mean those people are better than the professors. Okay, and you may have more money, but you don't have that knowledge. You don't have the status. So the same way, numbers don't matter. I'm currently holding, I believe, the highest number of YouTube reviews, uh, even far from the highest viewed reviewers, whatever. So I know the quality of them is different than mine. My quality is this: no editing, not much of good camera or sound, but I still am very proud. I'm working religiously. 2016, and this I feel you really have to take your work as a second religion, because if you do not work, if you just think you wanna run away, shy away from it, and you're just going to skip your work, you're not going to have good success. There's just no shortcut to that, right? So whatever I achieve until now, I believe I got it because of my hard work, and also my ex. She actually supported me a lot in my journey, psychologically, every way possible. Like, I am grateful to her. But the thing I'll tell you, that 5,000 is a landmark because sometimes we have that, little happiness that we just really like. Some of you can say, hey, man, there's no necessity to mention this, right? There's no necessity to mention that you have a silver play button because Jeremy has millions, right? Uh, I do not think I'm comparable to Jeremy or any other reviewer for that matter. Everybody has their specialty. I'm sitting in Bangladesh representing this country for this many years, almost a decade, and I did not quit. I almost quit once. But this is, I feel, is my achievement, and I can go more and more because of the support that I get from my subscribers, you people. And you pray for me, you give me encouragement, sometimes you reach out to me. These are the little fuel that I use to become more happy and buy more fragrances. Sometimes I can just think, if I just stop buying perfumes, I would be rich, because I can just do from my 1,000+ collection, I can just do, rotating top five this, top five that only. I don't do that. I also do individual reviews, rare items, cheap, designer, niche. I buy fragrances, Arabian, just to create content. And I feel this is something I do for myself. I just go around, look around in the shops, like, hey man, what can I buy? Oh, that's a rare gem, right? This is what passion is to me. Sometimes I get broke, and I regret it because sometimes, I worry a lot. I don't have any savings, So yeah, just one last memory. When I got here in 2016, I did not actually come here to say that I represent Bangladesh and I'm the leader. And this one, in Bangladesh, I was talking about my great country, right? But there's always some positives and negatives, when you work in a community. When I came here and I say I represent Bangladesh, I was always like sitting, like my camera was here and I was facing this way, my AC was there. So basically, when I put my flag at the back, and some of this existing community there had already a community in Bangladesh. So these people, they started feeling insecure because I was doing English and I was getting a little bit of attention, and then popularity in Bangladesh also, and a lot of people like me because I work honestly. When I did my Decant page, I always, if you send the payment, I go next day and I send it. There's never ever any dishonesty from me. If there is people complaining, I compensate if something is broken. So I kept my reputation because this is my heart and soul. So some people did not like that. When you become popular, some people hate you automatically. They don't know you in person. They just hate you. They just hate your guts. And they start talking about me, oh, this guy is cheap. Oh, look at his collection. I get these comments all the time, not from foreigners only, from Bangladesh as well. Oh, what is he talking about? What does he know? He's just doing Middle Eastern perfumes. He has cheap collection. He doesn't have any niche. If I buy niche, they're like, he's a niche snob. Or if, let's say, I have all the designers, he's like, he's such a show off. He doesn't know. He buys everything. He likes everything. So basically, there's this tons of, comments, and also criticisms. And in time, I realized one thing. Sometimes you don't have to react to everything. That is the maturity. Sometimes I get upset when I get uh, comments like which is unfair, but people sometimes write that, like, this guy, what he's talking about, he lives in this horrible apartment and he has this so many perfumes but has no class. But that's not my goal. My goal is not to make class like Jeremy wearing suits. Everything is sponsored. You don't buy anything on your own. You get fragrance for free and you just manipulate people. You do TikToks and you just do promotion and you never reveal that you got this for a paycheck. That's not me. And I do feel that way, not just Jeremy. Any other reviewers who are doing it right now, living in Dubai, all these so-called influencers, good on them. You may agree, may not agree, but I feel that's something I feel proud of that I don't do. If someone send me a perfume, I always take permission. Can I do a proper review of this? Can I do honest review? Then only I take it. If I get any payment, I also may maintain and I mention. So anyway, so this whole thing, I feel I came a long way, and sometimes I feel a bit tired. But if I could find alternative career, I really feel like if I could move to somewhere like Dubai, I keep saying it's a dream, and I can get a job or something there and I can just do reviews. I don't have to worry about paycheck or making enough money for end of the month. And if I came out of this thing, like this worry of paycheck, I could do so much other work, travel channel, food vlogging, because I love food. I cook. So I have this thing, other passion, but it's slowly killing me. It got me very, very old in the last course of last. I'm gonna be 43 this year, but I look like 50. So yeah, it got me there. A lot of tension, a lot of this problem, and especially the most main problem is economic problem in Bangladesh. These countries, you have to, there's always people around you. There are a lot of people gossiping about you. They always try to do things behind your back, speak about you. So they don't leave you alone, right? So basically, yeah, I am. That's why I'm not meeting up people. A lot of people request me and friends. I don't like meeting people. I don't like talking because I don't feel like. I'd rather rest, watch some movies or baby videos, animal videos makes me happy. Right. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Year is coming to an end. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you'll move into the new year without any loans, worries, or losses or tragedy. And if you are in good health, that's a big, big blessing already. And uh, look for the best, pray for the best, and try your best. Do your honest effort. I think whatever you're gonna get, it's a blessing from God. And if you don't believe in God, it's also fine. But at least be a good person. Thank you so much for watching, and always I appreciate your viewership. Even if 5 people watch, I love you all. Okay, take care. Have a nice day. My mouth is dry. I need to drink some water. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh.